Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mwebe. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant, where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines, and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV, exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty, and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress, and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits, and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa, or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
smart prices. Stream big and save bigger with your TV channels app. Enjoy your favorite shows, movies, comedy, local hits, kids content and sports for just 1,000 shillings daily plus a 4GB data bonus. Better still, for just 2,500 shillings, grab the weekly bundle with 10GB streaming data and a 3-day free trial. Don't wait. Download the OTV channels app now and take control of your entertainment. Pause, rewind, record, play anytime, anywhere. Stream big, save bigger with your TV channels.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you'd look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mwede. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautiful appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant, where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines, and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV. Exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
Cut prices. Stream big and save bigger with your TV channels app. Enjoy your favorite shows, movies, comedy, local hits, kids content and sports for just 1,000 shillings daily plus a 4GB data bonus. Better still, for just 2,500 shillings, grab the weekly bundle with 10GB streaming data and a 3-day free trial. Don't wait. Download the OTV channels app now and take control of your entertainment. Pause, rewind, record, play anytime, anywhere. Stream big, save bigger with your TV channels.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mweve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant, where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines, and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV, exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty, and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress, and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits, and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa, or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
gift card prices. Stream big and save bigger with your TV channels app. Enjoy your favorite shows, movies, comedy, local hits, kids content and sports for just 1,000 shillings daily plus a 4GB data bonus. Better still, for just 2,500 shillings, grab the weekly bundle with 10GB streaming data and a 3-day free trial. Don't wait. Download the OTV channels app now and take control of your entertainment. Pause, rewind, record, play anytime, anywhere. Stream big, save bigger with your TV channels.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mweve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant, where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines, and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV. Exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty, and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress, and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits, and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa, or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
It is a very great morning, and Fridays are very special for us here because that is the day we usher you into a very weekend that always some of you end up in places that are not recognized in the Bible. You know, the places not recognized in the Bible in a very perfect way. But of course, a very good morning to you, viewer, wherever you're catching us from. Remember, this is Host TV coming live from Host Hub Innovation Village, and my sweetheart for the weekend, Desire. Yes, Desire. Which weekend plots are we having after studio here? I don't know.
I do. Yeah, I'm a church girly, so
yeah.
Today is what we call altar for altar.
And the church services, it's always called a garage. So we go and park in the church garage, and we do a lot of repairs in terms of our souls. If you're a Muslim, it's a Friday. We need to pray today at the Juma prayers together with the Muslim fellows right in here. And by the way, just moving very fast, I just wanted to know, for you to know that on this day, there are a lot of things that happened in Africa, across the world. If you're able to know that the current ruling government of Zimbabwe, that was the ruling party of Zimbabwe, the Zimbabwean African Union, was formed on this day. Remember, it was a split, by the way, from that is the Zimbabwean African People's Union. There was that split in 1963 That was when this ruling party was formed. And of course also Morsi, Mohamed Morsi, the 5th president of the Egypt, and of course you know Egypt's history very well, civilization, and he actually was born on this day. Remember, Morsi was just ousted in the year 2013 after the verge of the AFCON. He was later on taken off for the presidency. And of course Nicholas Bate, a Kenyan track and field athlete who is a world champion, also died on this day on a road accident, as a day, 2 days when he actually came from Nigeria from All Africa Championship Games. That was the day he died on this very, very, very day. A lot of issues, but of course, did you remember actually Uhuru Kenyatta was re-elected on this very day? That was on 8th of August 2017. That was the day Uhuru Kenyatta was re-elected back to be the president of Kenya, the Kenyatta family. I don't know whether you know of that family, Desire.
We need a president of Uganda, also called Ugandata.
Ugandata. There, it will be Aldo Data, because me, I aspire to be a president of Uganda one day, one time.
Change your name to Ugandata. We also need to, when we go to heaven eventually, we should also have something to tell the folks up there, you know.
Even is real, by the way. And for that case, I just want us to go to the press briefing, but before we go there, we need to look at the papers, what is happening in India, with a song that inspires us. It's a party mood on Fridays, a lot of party, but in an African way, we can't be able to do something that is an African party by making sure that we can be able to get the song of the day. It is just in there. Remember, let us get to listen to this song of Yemi Alade, and Yemi Alade has a song with the Kenyan counterpart, that is Sauti Sol, and we are dedicating this today because there's a history today in history that talks about Kenya in a very special way. That is something that we must be able to look at today, and that very song here is a song that we'll be getting in from the production room right over there. Let's cross over. Desire, I want to see you dance and dance and dance and dance and dance.
Aldo, me, I am a singer, and you know, an artist does not just display their talents. There has to be some appreciation attached. So let's go to the production room. But next time Aldo will pay me, I'll sing for you guys.
It's an African one. Yeah.
Beats by Amazon.
Yeah, me I like it. Something so. This my African hands then gon' love you. Yeah. My African lips then gon' kiss you. Whoa. My African hips get down for you. Whoa. My African legs then gon' run to you. Whether you come here to break dance, I bet you come here to shake hands. You come here to make plans. Never would it reach as motherland. Whether you come here to rock West, I be not to find good. Everything they ever would it reach as motherland. Anywhere you go, London, USA, nowhere be like Africa, nowhere be like home. Anywhere you go, New York, Chicago, nowhere be like Africa, nowhere be like home. Biko weruya wayo, wayaga, karibu kiti, utapewa nini? Ayayaya weruya wayo, wayaga, karibu kiti, utapewa nini?
This my African artist will love you. This my African arms, they will squeeze you. Yeah. My African ears will listen to you. My Kenyan legs will run to you. Yeah. Na kama umekuja ku break dance, umekuja ku get down, umekuja ku take chance, hakuna matata eh. Kama umekuja kulipa la eh, kupiga dance yo, hapo ulipo eh, kata kiuno yo. Anywhere you go, London, USA, nowhere be like Africa,
Yes, and of course it is a beautiful tune coming in from Yemi Alade. The song of the day, it's a song that can usher you into the weekend vibes right there. Remember, it is the Friday's edition over the program, The Morning Explorer, right here on a Host TV, and we are coming live from the Host Hub Innovation Village in Arua City. Wherever you're getting us from, you could be in, we could be in Juba City, Kinshasa City, Nairobi City, or down there in South Africa, or you could be in cities in Europe. And of course, we talk about Copenhagen, cities like, of course, Paris, UK, Washington, D.C., wherever, every other corner of the world where you're getting us from. This is coming right from Uganda, that is Arua City, right over there. Desire, very beautiful morning and beautiful songs that inspiring us right here. And I think these songs, it's right for us to understand what is happening on the papers today. And you should be holding the Daily Monitor on your hand as I go through the New Vision right over here. I have a very big headline on the New Vision paper right over here that the EC adjusts a 2026 election roadmap. Is a very big story that the New Vision has captured here clearly, and it is on that is a page 8, and very well you see that the EG adjusts a roadmap for polls 2026. That is a big story right over there on the New Vision. And of course, the government to buy sugar factory for farmers, that is in Busoga region, is a very big story that the New Vision has written right over there. And poverty fights, leaders needed to do more. That is the Citizens Manifesto, a story that has been running throughout this very week here. And of course, how NRM Tribunal ruled in 45 petitions. You'd be able to see all those 45 petitions right over there. And of course, Church of Uganda to pay pension for priests, workers right over there, and that is in the New Vision papers over today. That is the 8th of August 2025, and the biggest story is the roadmap for the 2026 polls have been changed by the Electoral Commission. Not only the Electoral Commission, but by the Independent Electoral Commission right over there. Remember, the nomination dates for MPs and LC5 candidates have been changed. Previously, we were seeing the month of September, but of course the dates have been changed. You can read that on the paper. That is page 6 over the New Vision. What is the Daily Monitor telling us in terms of this story, or what is the biggest story in Daily Monitor right over there?
Well, Aldo, an interesting story in the Daily Monitor you can find this morning is that funding for refugees in Uganda is anticipated to run out next month. In fact, the article says will run out next month. And if you do not know this already, Uganda is having one of the world's largest refugee population, and now we have refugees in urban centers, in rural centers, and now it brings in questions of what this could mean for refugees in Uganda, given the population we have of refugees in this country, that is refugees from DRC, from Sudan and other countries. You can get this article on the Daily Monitor this morning and catch up more on this story.
It is very fascinating to see it on the papers right over there. And of course, the issues of unit Sarah and the cut in ration have over the years, by the way, been a very key issue why now the refugees are moving into the urban areas. And this is a very big thing that we actually need to follow on. And I remember there are times in which these stories have been making headlines in one way or the other. And if you go to the settlement now, many people keep on actually leaving the settlement and coming to settle in urban areas like Koboko, Arua. And remember now Arua has over 23,000 self-settled refugees who have decided to leave the settlement where they have previously been settled with the host communities by UNHCR. And this is a very big story that should there be another intervention? There are interventions coming in, issues of course. Now there are some families that are grade 3 that do not receive ration, by the way.
And actually, Aldo, in the past years, refugees in the city, in Arua city, in urban centers have not been accounted for, especially in Arua. Unlike Kampala, Kampala is actually designated for urban refugees. So Arua is also actually working towards that path of being approved to be an urban refugee center. Yet, again, we're seeing here in this article that these refugees in the city that we're about to approve might actually not have funding in the next month. It all goes
to the Parliament of Uganda where these policies are made. Remember, it is only in Uganda that Kampala is recognized. If you're an urban refugee, your status can be recognized. But in other cities, secondary cities like Arua City, like Gulu, and the rest like Fort Portal, if you're a refugee and you decide to move into these urban areas, you are not counted for as refugees. your details remain there. But of course, the policy makers, Uganda has a parliament that can be able to understand this and make it in a way that human dignity is the same the practice that we put very perfectly right there. A very big story in here, government to buy sugar factory for the farmers in Busoga sub-region. Remember Jinja area, and Jinja has sugar factories. That is the one of Madivani, Kakira, and not really Kakira, but of course the Lugazi actually in that very Busoga region area. And there have been issues of fluctuation in prices of sugar, and there have been issues of farmers demanding fair price. So this government intervention would be able to see that government has a hand in buying sugarcane in that is Busoga sub-region. Remember, the Madivani Group's Lugazi factory is a private entity managed by the Madivani Group that started way back in the early years of Uganda's post-independence era, right over in Jinja sub-region. So it's a very big story that the New Vision has captured it. In page 2, just when you open the first page, you'll be able to read about that very story. That's a good news for people in Busoga. If you're listening or you're viewing us from the areas right over there, then that will be very perfectly well, right? That is a big story here in the New Vision Desire.
Aldo, actually, something happened in Uganda, and I think maybe it's a world and global thing. But you know, when we were in the times of before COVID, sugar in Uganda was actually like 2K.
True.
And then COVID, we went up to 6. There were some places that took us to 7, and we have never recovered from that. I mean, the price has fallen, but we have never gone down to what it used to be. So I think
there's one thing I need to understand from the traders. You know, there are times when there are certain things you used to buy at certain prices, but when the prices go up, the prices will never come down in one way or the other. So that is something very big. Unlike in, I think there was a time I was in Juba, in South Sudan. So when prices increased, people increased prices in the market. And when prices reduced, people refused to reduce prices in, of course, in the markets. We could see the SPLA, not SPLA, the South Sudanese army physically go to the market and beat traders who are not reducing. I think we need to apply that one here in Arua. The price caps.
This is now a plea for Ugandans. And let me even speak it in the local way. Help us. The sugar, the salt never used to be 1,000 in this country, by the way. Anyway, talking about our government, there's an interesting article here, Aldo, that says government vehicles are rotting as poor service delivery persists.
And if you see that picture on the screen there, you'd be able to know that actually this picture was taken in Arua. If you see it very well, that is the Arua district government headquarters right over there. Those are pictures taken from Arua. Aldo. And I don't know why some of these are just spears.
Aldo.
Yes.
Why are you doing us like this?
No. The production team is even doing more justice to this story to make it feel home that it is actually Arua being affected in there.
We could have just called it anonymous. But yeah, in Uganda, anytime you go to your local government headquarters, you go to your city headquarters, you are going to get at least 3 vehicles whose tires are punctured and have been there for at least 7 years. That is the story.
Imagine a vehicle just because of a tire punch. It's been grounded now for years without it being made sure that it can be repaired. So some of those cars have minor repair issues, or others have a lot of things, by the way. So it's really perhaps me to see what could be happening right over there.
Aldo, I can say it is not that we can't afford the repairs. Trust me, as a country, we can repair cars. In fact, not as a central government, the local government can maintain these things.
Let's try to see another story in here that can repair elections. And of course, the election tribunal has been a story we have been singing for all this time. But of course, the EC of the NRM has already released, of course, there are some of the winners over these petitions right over here. If you know the woman MP for Hoima, that is Beatrice Wambambazi, she is the winner in a petition right here. And in Mbale, Saposo Muhammad Masaba has been declared the winner. There's Simon Peter Opolod in Kumi, that is in northern Uganda, hasn't been there. And Peter Paul Emadzu has also won as a Kasiro County Serere after the contestations in that is the petitions right over. There's also Sarah Babire Chito for that is a Masaka East. You know Masaka plays a very big history in the central politics over that is a Buganda region right over there. And do you remember Chiruhura district where the president comes from had also a petition. Rujaki Mahaba, that is the first district, by the way. If you talk about Chiruhura, it is the first district in Uganda. And in Agago West, Ricky Richard Anywar has also been declared the winner after the contestations in the presidential, in the MP petitions that have been had in the NRM Secretariat. And there's a very big one here. Henry Tumukunde in Rukungiri municipality has also won the petition right over there. He has been battling it at the NRM Secretariat. And there's also the woman MP for Chibale, that is Chisemba. Chisemba has also won. And a woman MP for Mpizi, Mpapazi, has also been declared the winner in there. So the New Vision has all these 45 MPs in there. You could be able to buy yourself and read it on page 5 over that very paper right there today. Yes, it's a big story for New Vision.
And over here, I am bringing also a dispute against Aldo, which I will, of course, win. In international news, Israel approves plan to take control of Gaza City. Now, if you have been in this country or for any reason, at least you've been exposed to media, the Israeli-Palestinian war has been a story going on right. I think we entered this year with it. Yeah, and it has been going on over for a while. But now, earlier this year, Israel and the United States rejected an Egyptian proposal backed by the Arab countries, actually. And they're seeing how Israel can actually take control over Gaza City. Now, Aldo, yes, you're the self-trained expert in a conflict analysis. You see how I've given you a beautiful title. Tell us, what does this mean? Do we have to be packing soon?
No, Israeli and Gaza issue have been this is one of the longest wars in the world. And if I were to trace the history, these are brothers who say that Jesus was born in their community, if we read the Bible. And they see a River Jordan where all their history comes from there. So at the end of it all, if you look at Israeli and Gaza in a conflict like this, the Bible picks an account of this. Even if you go to the political accounts of this, Israel and Palestine, these were one state, and as one state in 1945 when Israel was recognized as a country. These were actually refugees recognized. So at the end of it all, it's a complex story about Israeli, but we hope one day, one time, there will be a ceasefire. We did see 2 months back the exchange of prisoners of war between the two countries as part of the ceasefire, and later on, which could not go successful. A lot of issues have been happening right over here. And foreign interference has been very key. We did see Trump has a very passionate appeal or passionate issue about occupation of Gaza for developmental issues. And Trump, remember, is an estate dealer. So it's a very complex issue that we must understand world politics and understand the Bible also.
Remember early this year, Trump tried to buy Greenland.
No. We'll Trump on Trump one day and understand something out of that very. But another story here that the New Vision has captured on page 19, 18, and 19, 2 pages of UECDL counting achievements. Remember, UECDL has now stayed for over 120 days. That is over 3 months right over there. And today they decided to count their achievements. And I think one of their achievements is eminent, that they were able to take over Umeme and successfully buy out Umeme from Uganda's electricity distribution, supply, and everything right over there. So it's a big story on the New Vision. I don't know what the Daily Monitor has captured in there.
Okay, this is interesting, by the way. Earlier this week we talked about the generals, some generals in army retiring. And actually we have like over 1,300 people serving in the army that are retiring. So this comes also as an interesting story that over 50 people have been found with fake documents during UPDF recruitment in Teso. 50 people. Now, Aldo, this is the most interesting part. This is my personal opinion. I think these people have not committed any crime. Ask me why.
Why?
Do you know how you can fake a document so that they can allow you to go in a battlefield to
No, you
serve
see,
the country.
These people, I think we should send them to, I don't know, but I'm not about to say this, I'm not a security expert.
Yeah, I'll say
It is a criminal case, Desire.
Have
It's a
passion.
criminal case. If someone has, on your first day of being protecting our our security, you're faking things of that nature. So
But as girls, for us, we say it's the gesture. You know, the gesture is good. They want
No.
to serve the country.
you see, Desire, there's one thing we need to understand. In the military or in the army, discipline is one of the most serious thing an army officer would be able to do is discipline. And issues of forgery in the military, it's an aggrieved offense that you are supposed to do right over there. But away from military, the Church of Uganda is to start to pay pension for the priests and workers right over there. You've been seeing how the man of God or the man of God who continues to preach for you in that pulpit, and after retiring, he languishes in poverty. Now, the Church of Uganda has come into terms with Post Bank Uganda to start paying pension for, that is the church leaders who retire after their services. Remember, in the Church of Uganda, retirement is very key at some age. If you don't retire, the church retires you at some age. And remember, they're not paying this. Church of Uganda has a lot of property, has a lot of land. You know, the church house in Uganda, in the center of Kampala, near Mapera, before reaching Mapera, where Equity Bank is stationed, is a Church of Uganda property, and very many other properties that they have. So the offertory also people pay on Sundays goes into the coffers of the Church of Uganda. So they are trying to think about starting to pay pension right over there. Yes.
So you have already given accountability on behalf of Church of Uganda.
It's needed.
But I think it is a good thing. It's
True.
a good thing. You know, seeing a man standing on a pulpit for years, teaching, guiding, and discipling people, and then he retires and they just fed into, nothing. So
Poverty
it's
right
a
over
good
there.
move there.
But Desire, not really. I wanted us to understand this. This week has been very, 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 very noisy. People thought elections were done. People thought things were gone, but not knowing actually there are nominations going on in Arua City and other places. Remember, the NRM primary elections are not yet done. But next week, we are going into another poll, the last batch of the NRM primary elections. The last one, we did see a lot of issues in there. And for this one, we already seen a lot of issues coming on. Yesterday, even near the Host Hub Innovation Village here, as we were inside here on Host TV, the whole place was noisy with nominations. We want to understand what these nominations are. And at the top of the hour, we'll be getting in with a very dedicated youth who has decided to take it to the polls. And she is a very young lady, by the way, very young, young like me and like you, because for us as Host TV, we look at the youths and we look at what can the youth be able to do, and we want to have that discussion in the second hour. Yes.
Aldo, how young are you?
Hey, camera, come on here. If you want to see how young I am, have you ever seen a man without beards? Yeah? Very man without beards. And I'm very young, by the way.
Anyway, this next week we shall have another segment on how Aldo can grow beards. Otherwise, catch us in a few
I will not
seconds.
do that. If you want me to cry, if you really want me to cry on air, talk about how I can grow beards, because
We
I'm
shall
not.
make it happen.
I don't want to disfigure my face right over. If you can see on the camera, my face, I don't want to disfigure it. My face looks very nice without beards, and I'm not going into any discussions of how Aldo can grow beards right
Aldo,
over
you're
there.
perfect the way you are.
You know
perfect.
what? Desire, you're over talking about me. Production team, take us away from here, and when we come back, we'll be having Sumaya in studio. And remember, she is contesting for the councillor position in Pangisa Ward, and this is where we are coming right from. We'll be expecting you to be part of that discussion by dialing this, by not dialing, but of course sending us a WhatsApp on the numbers that are on your screen. That is 070-232169. That is the number you'll be catching the discussion on. And if you're getting us also on the Facebook, you're getting us on your TV, you're getting us on Afro mobile app, on the Host Media app, you can be able to drop a comment right over there, and we'll be interacting with a honorable member, the youngest honorable, contesting with another production. Take us away from here.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mweve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant, where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines, and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV, exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty, and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress, and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits, and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa, or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
prices. Stream big and save bigger.
Yes, we are back from that charity break, and it is, as you know, a moment for our topical discussion. And the topic today, we are looking at the nominations that are, of course, many people might think it is over, but turns out, although we are just getting started, and as you saw in the article there, actually the roadmap for the elections have actually been adjusted. So we're expecting more of shifts here and there. But anyway, before we go any further, please be part of this discussion. It is going to be interesting, and we will need to hear your opinion, your questions, and your ideas. Oh, you can just say hello to Aldo. You can catch us on the number 07023211169. That's on WhatsApp. Drop a comment, drop a question right there. We'll be able to catch you. And you can also use the comment section on our Facebook Live right now. Drop your opinions there, and we would love to hear your opinions. Otherwise, Aldo, in the studio, we have something very beautiful. Now,
even before we introduce this something very beautiful, did you know people had actually forgotten that the NRM primaries are still ongoing, and many people actually thought after the mayoral thing, everything is done, not knowing actually we are supposed to have the councillors elected, and there have been a lot of noise. People have been asking, why are people still moving, yet we had already elected Dangote in the primaries? But this is to tell you that the NRM primaries are still going on, and the nominations are going on. The last part of it is where we'll be getting the parish councillors, the councillors, all over there. They will be coming right over there. So that is it, Desire. To make this discussion very okay, we need to get one prominent person who has taken the mantle to be a councillor right over there. And for that case,
Aldo, I've got you covered. I've got you covered. You know, me, I'm a girl's girl.
First look on that screen and you see someone who is even about to smile and has started smiling. Desire. Could that be our guest today?
Your guest? That's my girl. That's my girl, okay? It's not your guest. That's my girl. And this is, you know, this year I'm inspiring. My girl is out there. That's why you see incredible women coming here every now and then. And this is not just an incredible woman. This is an incredible woman who is on the road to change the world, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Sumaya.
And Aldo.
Yeah. You know, there's something... Sumaya. Yes, Can you speak to the people there that you are an honorable member now, you see?
Thank you so much. This early morning, I'm very impressed that I'm on the Host TV. Before I go further, I would like to first introduce myself. By names, I'm called Sumaya Jafari. I'm a resident of Pangisa Ward, specifically in Bibia Cell. So I'm from Bibia Cell and an aspirant, a youth aspirant in Pangisa Ward. So I'm very glad to be on Host TV today, and I hope the information I'll give out, people will be able to understand why are these youths popping up? What experience have they got that is making them moving very quick and very fast? As a youth candidate, I have many things to share with people and the listeners outside there.
Yes, Desire, and of course, just in here, if you're watching us live, Honorable Sumaya has a lot of things to share with you. But I'm told, Sumaya, you're contesting with someone who has been in that position for over 15 years. And as a very young fellow, as a youth, what motivated you? What is that big drive that made you to come into this? Even before we go any distance, you are contesting with someone who has been there for years in that position, an elderly person, and who doesn't even want to live at this time here. Let's speak from there. What inspires you, and what is that biggest drive that keeps you going, that yes, you need to come and represent youths, and tomorrow I'm told your nomination is actually tomorrow. Yes.
First of all, Pangisa had been yearning for change. As in that, the people of Pangisa, before Pangisa was being brought into 10 cells, Pangisa was the upper and the lower Pangisa. As per now, Pangisa is now general. It has 10 cells. But before that, Pangisa still had been yearning for change. As a young person, that desire and determination has been there with me, and it has been something of not today, that today you wake up thinking of, let me just join politics. No, it has been something of 2 years back, and I'd been working upon it, but due to some financial issues, that was why my voice was not sound, and the politics of today has commercialized, in which once you don't have money, there is that fear a young person can get of saying that, why should I join politics and yet I'm not that financially stable? And as the incumbent, she has worked for the people for over 15 to 20 years. It's not that people don't like her. People like her, but people have gotten tired. They have said they are yearning for what? New change. As Arua is becoming a city, people need new brains, fresh bloods to work in the council. So this is the rightful time. As a female councillor, I think it is the rightful time for me to pop up and say we need change in Pangisa.
Now, Sumaya, just for people to understand who is actually speaking to them, you are, a daughter of the soil. You've been here, and Aldo, in case you don't know this, Pangisa is actually like the Nazareth of our time. Many people think because of a few cells here and there that are known for you know what. Many people actually would not expect something like this to come out, an inspired young woman coming out of Pangisa, of all the areas we could expect of. But it brings me back to actually who you are. You are, I don't know if this is your first step into this umbrella of leadership. You are, for those of you who love sports like me, Sumaya is actually a sportswoman herself. You played for the great Pesco. We have to speak of that.
Figure, by the way, she played, I think, at netball, both in the local scene and at the national. So I also want to understand from this point of view, Desire, you're saying, if Sumaya sports would be one of the key things in your priorities, and how are you going to deliver this to the people of Pangisa? We see a lot of issues of drug, a lot of issues of youth unemployment. So how would you use sports that you have been in for all these years to bring something that can transform the youth of Pangisa and the Arua city?
Actually, politics is equally to sports. It is the vigor you bring out for the people in the community. So via sports, it would be much easier, because sports unites the people, and I think that's what politics is all about. In politics, unity is the key. So being a sports person in Arua Public, actually my story from Arua Public, it's all about sports, and my educational background is all about sports. So being an international figure, I'm very brilliant and proud that in Pangisa here, my young girls and the young women will take big part in sports activities, because it is nationwide. I mean, it is worldwide. And being a young leader, I'll make sure I empower these girls to join sports and make sure that at least one or two would also get sponsorship via sports, because not that all the people in Pangisa are rich. The issue of poverty is too much in Pangisa, and taking part in sports would also be a +1 for them to see that there should be change in these young people. There should be a way they could survive, and most times in sports, many people survive with that. So it will depend on how you have to handle yourself. But being a sportswoman, I'll take that advantage to see that during sports days, I would have to be in person and present there to see that the people of Pangisa also take a big size or a big shape in participating in sports activities, to see that there is desire for change in Pangisa ward.
Now, Sumaya, you are not just a young person coming into politics. You are a young person who is a woman. How does that make things different for you?
Being a young person and a woman, it's equally to leadership. Because some people see me outside there, they said, Kata dinga dingwaro. And I'd always been telling them, Kata my number plate, see? Meaning that this small girl is having a family, and in politics, if you can as young as I am, if I'm able to manage a family, why not leadership? It would be much easier for me. So I'm capable for that position. That's all I can say.
Then there's one thing I just want, if we can be able to go back in history, there have been moments that I've been seeing you in the youth parliament, and this has shaped you. And there are many spaces that have been created. Most especially, I say this because as host of Innovation Center, as a youth space, we have been creating a lot of spaces for the youths, and the youth parliaments have been very key in that aspect. And you've been a very vibrant leader in the youth parliaments, both in Arua and in the regional youth parliaments. How has this in any way affected or shaped you to be a leader you are in now aspiring to be? And what would be the issue about you, testimony to the youths about these spaces that are created for the youths to exercise their civic duties?
Thank you so much. Being a young person, I'd been taking part in the youth parliament, and it has been making me to exercise the leadership in which I am today. And being with the youths was my first priority, meaning that these youths needed people who are vibrant, who could at least advocate for their needs. So being a young person, before I joined politics, I was also a leader, not only at home, but I'd been participating in youth activities, especially when it comes to the ghetto. I was in the ghetto as the vice chairperson. Being in the ghetto doesn't mean that you should be a thief or you should participate in other bad criminal activities. But I was also seeing a way forward of helping. How do we remove these people from the issues of drug abuse, things of teenage pregnancies, and that was how we were creating awareness in the community. So being a young person, I'd been working very hard, not for the sake of money, but voluntary work. I'd been doing it in the community to see that we need change in our communities.
There is the big doubt, desire. I don't know whether if you know Arua very well, that place, Libya, someone will say, can something good come from there? But you're a living template, a living testimony to say that from a place that has been designated by a lot of people, a lot of talks have been said about that very place, the area that you come from. And it is very hard for people to believe that a girl can be able to go to school and later on also become a leader like you. Maybe that could be the reason why we had someone in there as old as he is for all those years to be in that position. So I would want to understand from you what you talked about ghetto also. What are those issues in the ghetto that will always block the youth from coming into active politics like you're doing? And how have you been able to fight that stigma around that the place you come from must determine what you should be? Maybe you, as a ghetto, you're just known for a bad thing. So just looking at this story I'm trying to narrate to you, let's look at that and looking at the ghetto and the place where you come from. Yeah.
Basing on the place where I come from, when I move out, like going out for my politics or for some consultation meetings, people intend to say that this person has come from a cell called Bibia, and in Bibia we used to bow down our heads for that fear that these bad activities of saying that prostitution comes in Bibia, criminal activities come in Bibia. But this time around, I've stood firm to say to people that in Bibia we are good people. We are good people, meaning that if leadership can come out from there, it means there will be change in our community. So Bibia being a ghetto area, I grew up there. So being brought out from there, I was completely determined. Not that each and everyone who comes from Bibia is a criminal. That's not true. So being in that area, know that people who are there, their levels of education are down. There are people in Bibia who have studied even up to university. Only that name alone predicts that people will just intend to say that you're not the rightful person. But this time around, with joining politics, I want to prove it out there to people, saying that being in Bibia, I want to prove it to say that as a good leader can also come where? From Bibia. So being from Bibia doesn't mean that should block me from any idea of saying that I should be a leader. So I'm much grateful that I've opened the eyes of people of Bibia, saying that politics is not all about where you come from. It is the mentality. It is the determination to say, you know, when we're in a republic, the motto says determined to succeed. So if you're determined to do something, there is no way that anything can block you because you stand firm for your ground. So coming from Bibia, I'm like a star now. Everyone knows that. At least there is leadership where in Bibia, not only that bad people stay in Bibia, but also the good ones are there. And it is what one intends to do, depending on the peer groups you join. And especially when it comes to Bibia, not only that, it is the residents of Bibia who are participating in those activities. So there are some people who come from other areas due to the peer pressure. They come join these groups, and once they get addicted, it is very hard for them to come out from there. But since I joined politics and being a good leader, I will want to see change in Bibia so that our name will also be stamped that there is need for what? Leadership in Bibia, and there is change.
Now, Sumaya, talking about the name, I want to know this from your perspective. You've mentioned quite a number of things which I find is very interesting for us to understand. Coming from an area that people have stereotyped for crime, I'm saying stereotype because we have that thing as Africans that, we can name a whole city actually based on one incident. So I want to know, could it be a possibility that actually maybe we have young people or citizens or from certain parts of our country that may have missed out or maybe are missing out on opportunities or being left out of opportunities because of the name that we give them? When we say youth in Pangisa are not educated, they're drug addicts, they're this, could it be that maybe unfortunately there could be incidences or ways in which these places have been left out of opportunities because of this belief that we have? Of course, we can pinpoint crime here and there, but it is not the narrative for every child that comes from here. Can you say, maybe there's been that challenge of that name hindering or being a barrier to certain opportunities?
Yeah, it is very true. And even to me, it has been a challenge. Reason being that if you would want to request for a job or you apply for a job, first thing they will ask you, where do you come from? And once you mention the name Bibia, that person's mindset just goes to the criminal activities. We will think that each and everyone who comes from there is part of what is taking place there. But today I've come up openly to tell you people that in Bibia, not that all people from there, they participate in the criminal activity or the prostitution, which has been wide in the names of Bibia, though it is still happening, but we would see, because most of the people who are there, they have gotten tired, and they really are yearning for change, to see that things in our community change, and that name Bibia should at a certain moment be a name of what? Good people. So this time around, as a young person in politics, I would also work hard to see that our community should change, and what they are thinking about our community should not be the same thing outside there. Because outside there, when you go yearning for a job, someone will say, where do you come from? Even in the hospital, at times we fear. When they ask, where do you come from? You can mean to say, I come from Vara. And yet you're someone just within. That fear had been there, not only in me, but most people who lived in Bibia. There is that fear in them.
So, Desire, there's something that when I just listened to Sumaya's story, there are certain things young ladies go into. Sometimes the men we marry, or the men these ladies marry, tend to stop them from contesting in politics. How has it been for you to convince you're still a young lady, young in marriage, and how have you been able to convince your husband to come to terms that you're actually capable of being a leader who you are right from there? Yes.
It has not been that easy for me, and still it is not that easy, but I talked of determination. I'm always determined to see that what I've started, I need to finish it. So as per now, as I'm talking to you people right now, it is not that easy, and he has not been liking the politics. And being a young person, when I came up with that dream, and I could not stop with that career of mine, all to do was to convince him to be supportive with this dream of mine, and that's what I'm going through right now. But it is not that easy for me as a young person and managing home at the same time, politics.
Maybe how has the issue been like, and what would be the ideal thing for you to see that women like you, or how would you, because by now that you're contesting, it also means that he has supported you in one way or the other. Let's also look at the other type of that is your manifesto now, away from your personal life, away from all these other things. What do you intend to deliver if you were to unpackage your manifesto to the viewer out there? And I remember that there's one thing maybe before you answer that, I just wanted to figure this out to the people that, many times we also face these challenges that when we tell people that Host TV, when you reach Host TV, you first rate San Siro. Everyone thinks San Siro is the worst place in Arua City. But over the years, I think there have been trajectory to see how we could be able to transform San Siro. And one of the ways of transforming this is to put a youth center at the heart of San Siro. That is where we decided to put the Host Hub Innovation Center from, and are trying to configure. And if we look at the history of places like, if you look at the places where Mark Zuckerberg, those of the founders of Google, the city, that very city is in the US actually. So these were bad places where criminals were, but now they are the place where every president would want to go and visit. So we want to change that narrative that one day, one time, everyone must believe that places like Bibia, places like Kirabo, places like maybe San Siro, these are places where youths are actually doing better now, the trajectory that was years back. So coming back to your manifesto, could we unpackage it to the viewer out there just that Honorable Sumaya will be our next councillor for female councillor for Pangesa? So what would be your manifesto? What would be your 100 days in office look like?
When we come to the issue of manifesto, I'm not new to the council, and I'd been attending the council meetings, so it is not my first time, and going there would not be something new for me. When it comes to the issue of my manifesto, first thing was, it's all about the issue of representation. One thing was, when I began attending the council meetings, Pangisa has been down when it comes to the issue of representation. In Pangisa, we had both the upper and lower, and it we had 4 councillors, the 2 female councillors and the 2 male councillors. So one of the councillor in the upper side, it is Honorable Victor Lomori. He has been the deputy speaker at the council. Meanwhile, in the lower side has been Hamid Salim, who has been focusing so much on the issues of finance. Meanwhile, in the ladies' side, we had Honorable Alili Sauda, who is the current incumbent. Most times, we believe that she could be saying she's sick, and she could not on daily basis attend council meetings. And then we also had Honorable Sally, who is in the lower Pangisa, and being a challenge, sickness being a challenge for her, at a point, she had one of the knees being cut off, and with time we lost her. So it has not been that easy for Pangisa, because 1 or 2 had not been participating in the representation of Pangisa. And in Pangisa, we have been facing a lot of challenges when it comes to leadership. All I can say right now, in my manifesto, one thing, the key thing is all about it's all about representation, and then the second thing is advocating for the needs of the people in the community. And as I had talked, when you're going to advocate for the needs of the people in the community, you have to see, because right now, the councillors are being paid on the local revenue. So coming to the local revenue, it is the money our mothers are paying on the roadside. You find due to the high rate of poverty, mothers go out selling, and at the end of it, they make sure the profit they get, they will have to feed on it. So once these women, they go outside there, they are on the streets selling their things, and the local revenue is being taken. I would prefer at least there should be a return of the local revenue back to the people in community. So when the local revenue is being collected, the council came down one day on ground saying that we don't want rubbish to be banned. We don't want rubbish to be dumped anyhow here. And they also talked of the issue of not digging holes for dumping rubbish. So these taxes are being collected, and it is the duty of the council to see that there should be garbage heaps in our community, and it will come through the taxes, our mothers, and us personally paying them on the streets to see that there should be a return of the local revenue to the people in the community. Thirdly, I would also want to talk about, actually, in the council, a councillor has little to do, but in the ground, the councillor has much to do. Reason being with the people in the grassroots needs you to focus so much compared to what is in the office, because most times you're with them. As being a councillor, you don't have an office. Most times you only attend council meetings and you come home. So working for the people in the grassroots means that in case they need you, they'll have to reach you up to where you are. And working as a leader for the people, most times you would have to be with your people in the community. And basing on the issue of my manifesto, I would say why I've popped up as a young person in politics is that the pain for our mothers made me to pop in as what? A female councillor, and the desire to work with the people, because as a young person I'd been doing voluntary work and I've gotten used to it, which means it won't be new to me to see that I'm working with the people in the grassroots. And being a female councillor, I would also want to see that linkage between the councillor and the people in the community, whereby I would want to be like a go-between to see that what is in the council, what is being implemented in the council comes to the grassroots. And what is in the grassroots has to reach in the council, so that we will see how we can handle our communities. Because information is the key. Things being raised in the council, most times they don't reach to the grassroots, which means the leadership that we have sent there are not seeing the people in the grassroots. They just focus on the issues of what? The council. This time around, if I'm being given the mandate or the chance to reach the council, I would make sure that what is being implemented in the council must reach the community. People should be aware. The information has to be spread. If not for the people in the community, at least the LC ones have to be aware, because they play a very key role when it comes to leadership. Without the LC ones, the councillors wouldn't work. I'm seeing that the LC ones also play what? A key role. Once the information is given to them, it would equally reach to the grassroots.
Okay, viewer, thank you very much. You just listening to Honorable, that is Sumaya, who is contesting for the position over the councillorship in the female councillorship in Pangisa. And remember, the NRM primaries are not yet done. That is why we want to set this discussion to make you aware that when there will be calls for you to come and do elections on a Thursday, you must be able to come and line behind such brilliant ideas, brilliant people like Sumaya, who are able to represent you ably. And for those who are streaming us online, you must be able to. So thank you very much. I'm seeing Godfrey Achiti is saying on Facebook that he's streaming us live from Juba, and you could also be part of this discussion by dropping your comments right over there. Remember, we're live on the Host Media app, we're live on Your TV, and we're live on Afro Mobile and many other apps where you are getting us on social media, on TikTok, and everywhere you are getting us live on. And for now, let's catch a break, and when we come back, we'll be getting to more understand this manifesto in one way or the other, and how Sumaya would be an inspiration to many leaders out there to inspire you who is viewing us right there. Desire, let's go in for a break, and when we come back, we'll be doing a lot more with the Honorable, who is, I'm told tomorrow will be going in for her nominations, and we'll call upon also the call for action. What do we intend to do, and how are we going to get a welcome back for her after her nominations right there. The production team right over there will cross in for this charity break, and when we come back, we set more discussion around these very NRM primaries that are coming on. For now,
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a name.
You have a name? Do you have a name? Do not be like Mwede. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant, where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines, and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV, exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty, and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress, and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits, and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa, or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
Yes, welcome back from that very charity break right in here. And I remember when we went into a break, we still continue to step on the discussion with our honorable member who is in the studios right here. And we're talking about Honorable Sumaya, who is an aspiring leader, a young leader who has come in to raise a mantle with one who has also been there, the incumbent, for all these years. Yes, Sumaya, just before we went back into the break right there were issues around your manifesto that you did talk about. And I wanted to look specifically on the issues of education. Where you come from, BBA Primary School is the only government school and in Pangisa, and this school has not been doing well for all these years, and other private schools that are also coming on board. So how would you wish to see education? And secondly, the issue of skilling. And the presidential initiative, have there been youths going in there? Are there youths from this cell that, or this ward that you're coming from that have been beneficial to this? And what is your plan on skilling and issues of education in your manifesto?
When it comes to the issue of skilling, I personally had been doing skilling work. I attended a commercial training for poultry in NIMSA, which was in the RETI project by Mune University. So I'm one of the beneficiaries in what? In the project of RETI under Mune University. So when it comes to the issue of skilling, I think it is the basic thing for the young girl child in our communities. When you come to Pangisa, the level of education is very low, not only in the girls, even in the youths, in the men. So in that case, handwork is very important, because in the Uganda of today, if you don't get a job through your papers, through business, or through skilling work, handwork, it is going to be very hard for you to live in the Central Division, because Arua is now a city. So basically, concerning the issue of skilling work, I would say as a councillor, we don't have much like when it comes to the issue of education. It is to say that a few male councillors here in Pangisa Ward are giving chances to the orphans, and they are seeing that at least one or two orphans should go and get education. So via that, I'm really hopeful and grateful that when it comes to the handwork, I would want to empower the young girls in the community, because the rate of teenage pregnancy is very high in Pangisa Ward. How would we handle that? Being a leader, you should see that this young person has to be doing something for a living, because it reached even a moment that this young person could not afford one or two things for this young baby, which means a teenager is getting pregnant and also producing what? A baby. A small mother is also having what? A child. So in this case, I would want to see that in Pangisa, at least I would have that capacity of lobbying to see that in Pangisa there should be a place where these young people are being brought as a team to see that they should do something for a living. Not going further, that in Pangisa already we have a place whereby there was a slab being done, and it is in Gaza whereby there is a place being constructed to see that there should be a hub for handwork. And not only that, before I talk about the issue of skilling, Honorable Osoru Morin had been promoting many young girls in Pangisa. She brought in sewing machines in Pangisa, and in total there were 10 sewing machines, and we came up with the idea of saying that these sewing machines should be brought in one place to see that in Pangisa there should be a space for handwork. And due to time, things didn't work as we planned, and the sewing machines had been handed to the else ones in the community, and we're also seeing that there should be what? There should be space for what? For working. We want to see that these else ones work hard. This one sewing machine should be added. There should be 2 or 3 or 5 in a cell to see that these girls come together and see how they can focus on handwork so that they can survive in the communities. And when it comes to SMIRE, I would work very hard to see that when these sewing machines are being added 2 or 3, how best can we bring these young people on board? Because the sewing machine 1 is there, how do we add 2 or 3 to attach it? That is one thing. It will also need some materials to see that these young people would do something in it. And thinking about that much, being a young person, I've gone through a lot, and in my biography, I studied via sports, which has not been that easy, and I worked in hotels whereby I was being 1,500 per day, and then I also worked in a kiosk whereby also being paid salary of 60,000 per day for survival. In this, I would emphasize that my young people in the community, especially the girl child, I would see that I could empower them in a way they should know handwork. Not only that, we had 7 groups in Pangisa, and before the issue of joint team in Pangisa collapsed, we were together as a team and we had our income generating activities whereby each group would participate in something which would bring income to the group, whereby some participated in plates, they had plates in their groups, and then others had the issue of making bags and sandals in their groups, and then others participated in issues of bringing tents so that they would increase on their income in the groups, and which was one of the easiest things, and I was part of the joint group. And as I talk now, I also have a saving group whereby I've brought in the young girls and the women and also the men in the community to see that there is need for change. People need to have that saving culture to chase away poverty. And once you don't save money at the end, what will you do? Because saving culture is the key as per now. And in the savings, women tend to see that once they have saved money, there is a way they are being self-motivated to see that when there is some small savings, there is a way at times a man can go out to work and then comes back when he has not got something. But when the woman has that mentality of saying, I've saved some money a little here, it will be very easy. It is going to be very hard. It is very painful. So when it comes to the handwork, I will focus so much on the issue of being in a group, especially the savings group, whereby they have that income generating activity. The little savings you're putting there would make you to become well versed. So once you save money and you have that saving culture, they also have small loans they pick from the savings. So one person will come and say that, can we go out for the out loans, which is very risky for us in the community. So the saving alone promotes many things in the group, in the community actually. So when it comes to the scaling work, I would like at least to see the young people joining the saving groups, and they should have the saving culture, so that when it comes to the handwork, there is what they call the IGA, the income generating activities in the saving group, which focuses on how you can generate your income, and it basically deals with the handwork.
Now, Sumaya, you are actually getting your nomination tomorrow. What are you anticipating? What on the rest of the journey after that?
Maybe just before you work on this very question here, there's someone is following on Facebook. That is Engineer Tony Olenga, who is watching all the way from Aru, and all those who are also watching us on Facebook. Thank you very much. We have Honorable Sumaya in studio. Desire just posing a question. Tomorrow is a very big day, one of the historical days in your nomination day. So what should we expect? Are we expecting processions? Are we expecting some youths going behind you because of the hope for the youth in one way or the other?
Tomorrow being a great day in my life, in the first place I would say it is first of its kind in my life. I'm not expecting that much, but I know one or two things would happen. When it comes to the youth, most times they feel they should also follow a young person in the community. So tomorrow being my day of nomination, it will also be an advantage, or it will be a +1 for me, because your career will focus on how your nomination day is going to be. Because once people, they see that there are many in your nomination day, they say, maybe this one is going through. They will have that mindset. But I'm hoping for the best for tomorrow's day. It being first of its kind in my life, I'm very proud of it, and I would like to see that things go on very well. And I would also request that these youths should come in numbers behind me, because this is the rightful time I need them. And the struggle here is now for us to open our eyes as the youths. As I'd later on say that politics has commercialized, many will be focusing on the issue of money, but when it comes to the youth, that mindset of saying that this youth also has to pop in and also we have to push her is also there with them. So as in my consultations, they are aware that Sumaya is not that financially stable and we are going with her in that manner. I think that's what I can say.
Yeah, I think that is why also many people are following this discussion online. I'm seeing this vibe is following all the way from Nakaseke right over there. And those people like Achidi who are following us from Juba already tells us that people have trust in you and are trying to drop in their comment to give you courage as you move forward with this discussion. And thank you very much for all those who are catching us online, those who are catching us on Your TV, on Afro Mobile Hub, and also on the Host Media app. Just Desire, I want you to handle this in a very particular way. When you look at Sumaya, what would be your last words to her as she's going for her nominations as a lady-to-lady advisor, a lady-to-lady mentorship? So,
Aldo, with mentorship, you know nowadays people pay for mentorship. But when I look at Sumaya as a person, you know the story of right now we have in the district Lenia Charity, who is battling actually for the seat of MP, and we have Lawrence here in the city battling for the seat of the mayor. I think there is really a shift that is happening in politics, and what I would say to Sumaya is there is space for you there. That is what I would say. There is space for you there, and I think this is the journey you've taken on. It's tough, and the truth is, it's going to get tougher in the next couple of months, and especially you being a young person, a woman. But again, what is in your heart is what matters. What you picture for the people. I know that there is a Pangisa that you see, that you've visualized, and you know, there are people who are going to really stand with that vision, but then there are those who are not going to. But, you know, this is to the people in Pangisa. This year we said we are not voting for pennies. We are going for the big thing. We are voting for the person who sees the big picture, not the one who gives us 2K, who buys Mairungi for the day. Young people, this year we're not doing that. The one who gives you 5K and Marungi for that day is catered for, and you think that is the leader. No, this time we are voting not just potential, but we are voting people who can promise and deliver. So, Sumaya, you've made a promise to the people, and we are crossing our hands that people will see this vision, understand it, and stand by you. But most importantly, that you can deliver what you have promised the people of Pangisa. And as much as I'm not from Pangisa, for Arua City, we all see that this place can be a better place. If Pangisa grows, Arua City grows. So Sumaya has a vision. Those who support that vision, if that is the Pangisa you see, why not? Why not stand behind her? But yeah, Sumaya, we are hoping that you can deliver this promise. It's a beautiful picture that we can see here.
And I know the next time we'll be having you here, you will be the incumbent councillor for that is a Pangisa ward. Just your parting thoughts, your last word to the viewer out there as you. I want you to look at that camera and try to tell the viewer your aspirations in life, and from tomorrow you'll be a different person. Yes.
Actually, from day one, I'd been a different person when I joined politics. What I can tell my viewers outside there is, let's not focus on the issue of money, because once you vote for a candidate for the issue of money, this person will not perform her duties. So this time around, young people, they don't go for the issue of money. They are voting for this value. Is this person capable of leading us? I think that's what we can see. And we need leaders who have vision at this moment. And what I can tell my people outside there is, when it is 16th, I was told the elections would be on 16th, but before that, in the NRM voters register, they said, if you're not registered in the yellow book, you will not vote. And if your name is not there in the voters register for NRM, you don't qualify to be what? A candidate. All I can say that if you know that your name is there in the NRM register, come in big numbers, come vote on that day, and make sure that Sumaya goes in through and we'll see change in Pangisa, because of the issue of money, when it comes to money, people's mentality change. Even on the last day, people are being given money so that they could change that mindset of saying, if I'm to vote for Sumaya and I'm being bribed on that last day, you find someone going to the polling station saying, should I vote for Sumaya or I vote for the other person? That mindset is there. So all I can say to the viewers outside there, since politics has commercialized, but it has not changed our mindset of saying that we need a good leader. Since Pangisa is yearning for a young person, a brilliant leader, I'm the rightful person for that position. That's all I can say. And tomorrow being my day of nomination, I wish to say that everyone is being welcomed. The little we will have to share it. Thanks for listening to me.
Thank you very much. I really don't want to say anything because this honorable who we have hosted today is a youth who has also inspired me. Basically, a lady who has been there in spaces that when, as host of Innovation Center, we have youth parliaments, when we have youth engagements, she has always been there, not as an attendant, but someone who would speak up. So today, her coming to be a councillor is also a testimony to us as an innovation hub that we are a space that is there to inspire youths to take up spaces and go on. You can always visit us at Host Hub Innovation Center, where we also host the Youth CSO Hub, and of course on plot 327, Azia Crescent, that is in Pangisa Ward, right here where we broadcast in Host TV from. And I desire, I really don't have much to say for this because I've listened a lot. I need to think it through, and maybe back to you as we move out of the studios.
Well, to the viewer outside there, I think the theme for this week is we are not voting for the man with the fish. We are voting for the man who can supply us with hooks. Otherwise, this has been the Morning Explorer with Aldo and Desire. And by the way, this is the closer for this week's edition. And today, this is a little tip for your Friday. Have fun very, very responsibly, and make sure the fun is not too much that you cannot find your way back home. And you know, this is a good time to keep tabs on your friends, check on that family member you have not talked to for a long while, say hi to your mom, to your dad, get out of your introvertedness and go out and have some fun. And for those of us who are Muslims, please, let's go and say thanks to the Lord, because let's give God at least one day in a week to honor him. Otherwise, this has been the Morning Explorer. We will catch you very early in the morning again at 6 a.m. That is going to be Monday. But this week is not ending. Tomorrow we will be having that discussion point coming on.
Actually,
but
Desire,
today,
tomorrow on the discussion point, the viewer must be able to know that we'll be having Matua Richard Job, the man for social economic transformation in studios right here with Hamid, and that discussion Musevenomics will also be coming in there. And that discussion will be from 7 to 9. Remember, it is the biggest show ever. Anyone who sits on that show is a star and is a genius. So you will be catching up.
So
that is Matua. No, that particularly if you sit in for, and remember the big people who have been in there for the discussion point, that has been a show that has transformed history in West Nile and in Uganda. So anyone who appears there is a very big brand. Thank you very much. Tomorrow,
and of course, in the present, we still have Afro Cinema coming your way. So grab a seat. It's a weekend. Come on, what's something beautiful coming your way? And Olivia UG is coming your way. And just in case it's this hour and you've not yet had your breakfast, chill down, put that computer on sleep mode, and grab yourself a cup of tea, healthy tea with some, I don't know, katogo, maybe a mix of matoke with something. But get that healthy breakfast before you can continue with your day. Otherwise, Aldo and I, we will be catching up with you on our breakfast partnership next week on the Morning Explorer. See ya. Thank you for
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible?